get it started?
Why don't we call the meeting to order?
Okay.
Just checking the time. Meeting started at 4:03. Will we please stand and have the pledge of allegiance? Steve, will you lead us?
I'm not obligated to, I don't have the wherewithal to do that, I'm sorry.
Pledge of allegiance.
Hand over your heart, ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Vilak,
I am present.
Commissioner Herrera is absent. Commissioner Geary is absent. Commissioner Curry,
Present.
Commissioner Segura,
Present.
Commissioner Suarez,
Here, present.
Commissioner Smith,
Present.
and interim staff liaison Carter.
Hi. All right.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. Any public comments?
No, nothing was turned in.
Okay. And no presentations today. The consent the approval of the draft minutes from our last week.
Like a motion?
Entertain a
approve.
second to that motion. A second?
I wasn't here, so.
Okay.
Trying to catch up.
There's two corrections that have to be made for Vice.
Okay.
On the very beginning where it says call to order, Mr. James Smith is the chairperson. And it was actually, the meetings, and that's it, really. I second motion.
With change.
Chair, is the title for Mr. James
Okay.
Smith.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Musical chairs.
All in favor, say aye.
I just wanted to
Chairs
for you.
recording.
Aye.
Aye.
I guess, sorry, I'm late.
We just approved the minutes of last week.
Okay.
Perfect.
Commissioner Geary just joined the meeting at 4:06.
Do we have a pen floating around?
Oh, yeah, here you go.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Did Stephanie invited to
I did not do the inviting. April did, so I'm not sure.
she said she was going to be present.
Director's report, please.
All right.
Before we start, could I just make a small recommendation to move item number 7 up for discussion?
Do you need to?
Would you-
Or could I motion to move number 7 up?
Do we need to leave? Do you need
Yeah, I need to leave early.
Okay.
That's fine. Thank you.
Any objection to that?
To moving that up to another number, I don't object.
Just the meeting time change. Okay.
Yep.
Do we need to pass a vote for that, or?
Yeah, just for the consent,
Moving it up.
agree to move discussion item 7 up. That's the only one out of the discussion items?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll
who's-
second the motion.
Okay.
Discussion, what is the current time? 4 o'clock, right?
Do
So
we have a,
everybody vote for in favor to move, to talk about 7 now, and then
Let's
we'll.
just do that. Want a remotion?
So you have to
So, my
read out the
And
motion.
then Michael second.
second?
Yeah, so call out the votes.
Okay. What was the motion again?
To move item number 7 up.
Oh, that's fine.
That's it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Okay, so item number 7 is for the commission to discuss time change. Chairperson.
Okay. Open for discussion? Do you have some comments?
So last meeting, we opened up this discussion to move the time from 4 to a later time so the general public could attend our meetings, right? I know last week, Parks and Rec committee also changed their time from 4 to 6. And every committee has been starting to do that also. So I want to be aligned also with the other committees. So I'm recommending a time start at 6 p.m.
Y'all discuss.
Discussion here, I think that's pretty late. I think any member of the public who would like to come to the meeting would be able to come to our meetings if we retain the current time. If there's an issue that is that important to someone, they will make the time to get there. Moving the time 2 hours later is very inconvenient for me. And I don't know that we need to set a time that is in line with every other commission or committee that has set their time. I don't think we have to do that, do we? I don't think that we would need to do that. So my vote is to retain the time, the current time at 4 p.m.
Comment?
Yeah, I just want to join into the discussion. I agree with Commissioner, I'm sorry, I was looking for your name.
Curry.
Commissioner Curry. Just, I agree with her. The latest I would go, and I think we discussed this at the last meeting, is 4:30. And I totally agree with her. If someone really wanted, I mean, this is arts and historical preservation, if someone really wanted, had an issue or wanted to speak and come to and join the meeting, I think they'd make that time to come down here and do that. So I think the latest I would go is 4:30. That's what I read.
So I think I've definitely seen no engagement here at this commission since I was here back in 2016 before it became the Art and Historical Preservation, and we had the same issue of a 4 p.m. start. I think the engagement, if we really want to open it to the working families, is definitely after work time, and that's just our commitment as volunteers for the city, is to really, because I honestly leave work and take an hour off, 2 hours off of my work every time to come and volunteer here, right? It would make it better for my own personal schedule, and I know just in general working families are off at 5, they're usually home by 6. So it would open the availability for more people to be engaged. And something I brought up in the past, but there's never been a vote for it. There's never been consensus, because I think the majority of our commissions are usually people who are retired, which is fine, right? Or folks who are younger, usually in school, and have that flexibility of their schedule. Currently, our college student hasn't even been showing up to our meetings, and I'm sure it's just schedule conflict with their calendars. So I honestly, I think it's a good idea to move it up, to just give more access and for the majority of the community. I know this has been an issue with City Council as well, making sure City Council is available to people for public comments. So,
Do you really believe that that will influence people to come and say whatever they want to say? And like I said, I believe that anybody who has something to say who's really interested in coming will be able to make the time to do that.
And I would just say, in response to that, I work, I get off earlier, thank God. That hasn't always been the case, but that's something you would discuss with your council person when they're asking you, or you're asking if you'd like to be a part of the commission. You know, hey, well, the meetings are at 4. And keeping in mind, we have you guys are employees of the city, so you're not working 6, 7, 8. If our meetings go long, I mean, I'm not sure about how that works in overtime and all that other stuff, but that's something to discuss with your council person before you accept that responsibility of being a volunteer. And I've been volunteering for many, many, many years. That's just getting people in to, they have to have a reason, and that's how it is. Just if it's something personal to them, hey, this is important to me, they'll come. But I'd rather stick with that, but I understand what you're saying, you know, but that's something between you and the council person, something you should discuss before you accept the responsibility of volunteering at that time. And aligning with the rest of the, I mean, to me, it sounds great, doesn't necessarily mean people come. Does not. if they have a, like I said, a personal agenda, that, hey, I need to do this, I want to do this, I want part of that grant. But the only time we really have people here is like they come in for the grants. They'll make that time, but that's, thank you.
My 2 cents is to find a happy medium so that everybody can be here within a reasonable amount of time. And we can keep everybody that's here, because we're all here for a reason, because of our knowledge, and we were appointed to be here. If we can't, if some of us can't make it to the time that started, then why can't we make a compromise so that those people can? I don't want to be here starting at 6 and then ending up at home 8 or 9 o'clock. I get that part of it, but an hour less, like 7, would be more comparable getting home time than. I just don't understand why what's going on 2 hours after our meetings that you can't bump it 2 hours or an hour ahead of time. I mean, what's so pressing after those hours other than going to sleep and going to bed? That's where I'm at.
Any other comments?
Going back, this was brought to the council, I believe, either in April or March, and the council decided for the committees to decide. So it was already brought up at city council. It's our duty to move forward. And also, we had a art event last week. The email was sent out to all the commissioners, right, about the event, and it started at 6. We had a good number of artists, people that work in the community and give back, show up. And we had a good number of elected officials, commissioners also attending. So again, like going back to the whole, if people really want to show up, they'll show up, right? At 4 p.m. That's your reason, right? If people really cared about the arts, they would have shown up also at the last event at 6 p.m. And that's a cultural city-wide event that we were trying to get input from everyone. And I only saw 2 of the commissioners here. So I motion for 6 p.m.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Further discussion? I'd just like to say one thing. I like compromise, okay?
Yep.
And it seems like the consensus here is that everybody is not necessarily agreeing to the 6 o'clock time. I think it's 4 o'clock. We have a quorum here, but I think we can, I would tend to recommend that we start at 5 o'clock, because I think that would be not inconvenient for anyone, and then it would be over at a reasonable time. So I just want to give that input, but we have a motion for 6 o'clock.
You can add in a substitute motion for time.
Substitute motion. Can the chairman make a substitute motion?
The
Okay.
chairman can make a substitute
My
motion.
substitute motion is that we start at 5 o'clock.
But we didn't get a count on the first motions. Is the problem with that? With substituting.
But you can still have a substitute motion on the first motion.
Okay, so when you ask us for numbers, what are we supposed to vote on? The first one or the substitute one?
You can do both motion. Do first one 6 and then do the substitute motion.
Okay.
So all in favor of the 6 o'clock time, say aye.
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 Okay. The 5 o'clock time, the substitute motion, right?
No, so you wouldn't need any nays of
I would need the actual names on this one, since we have 2 different motions, please. So on the first one, the 6 p.m., we have the ayes of Commissioner Suarez, correct?
Mhm.
Commissioner Segura, correct?
Yes.
And Commissioner Belak for
Yes.
6 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sirs. So we have, how many for the no's? We have.
No to 6.
No to
No
the
to
6
6.
PM. Commissioner Curry,
Gary,
Aguirre, and Commissioner Smith. Okay.
No, the secondary?
Huh?
Not the secondary motion?
No, second. We had a
Right.
first on the substitute motion for Mr. Smith,
Is there a second
5
for
o'clock.
5 o'clock?
5 PM. Do we have a second on that motion?
well,
Can I make
actually,
it
yeah, 5.
Is there
How you doing on 5?
availability to make an amendment to
Is 5 better?
the substitute motion or no?
I was thinking 4:30, but I put 4:30 out
Wait,
there, but it doesn't seem like
With that,
anybody
there's
wants
already that
Okay.
5 o'clock motion.
But
All right, that's good for you.
5 or 5?
Uh,
So we want to vote on 5?
So a motion for now, because the 6 PM is right now unequal. We're
Yeah.
missing
Yeah.
a commissioner and we have two vacant commission positions.
So I'll
Yes.
second that, the motion for 5, see if that will fly.
So Gary is a second. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and call for votes?
Yes. All in favor of the 5 o'clock time, please raise your hand.
Curry.
It's just like the council.
So we have
No
Curry,
compromise, man.
Aguirre,
That's a compromise.
No, yeah,
Aguirre,
that is.
and Smith.
I commend you for that.
Okay.
Good man.
And so for no's, we have the same 3.
Oh, somebody abstaining? No? Okay.
Nope.
3 no's.
Yeah.
I think what I would have liked to do is, if you want to start it at 5, as long as public comment can go later, like at 5:30 or, so people getting out at 5 can make it here for public comments, if they work close enough then.
Right.
Because,
It has to be within the city.
yeah. I would make that compromise if you guys want to move it to a 5 o'clock start, but how do we make sure that public comments are available later on? Because I know we always make people do that right away at 4.
That is the agenda and whatnot, but in, there's been a few meetings where we had someone, come in after you went past public comments, because at the time there was no one, and open up that there was someone for public comments, and the commission can, choose to listen to the public comment at that time, we given the slip on a case-by-case, situation. But every single time, we present that question to city clerk if the public comment can be moved, perhaps past the consent calendar or the approval of draft minutes.
It's meant to go first because of, before the items are.
Before the items are discussed, correct. Yeah,
Order, yeah.
just for order of transparency.
Mhm.
So, at this time, there's no, everything kind of even Steven.
Yeah.
Now, can we
Move.
reach out and ask the members that aren't here, or that's only vote for the people that are here in this room at that time?
It's only a vote for the people in the room at this time. So we could table it to further discussion next meeting, and hope that we have an additional commissioner on.
Tiebreaker.
That tiebreaker.
Yeah, you need.
In a sense, that tiebreaker, yeah, to come in. So that would be, Mr. Smith, if you
That's
call
fine.
for,
Well, if
to
you
table.
Entertain that motion.
You're willing to
Table
hold
it
it 5,
until
then we
the
don't have
next
to
meeting.
go back to it. That's what I'm thinking right now.
You guys just go with 5 and it's a compromise and
What do you
change the
think?
time.
It's on you, no pressure.
Okay, all in favor, say aye to table it till the next meeting.
Aye.
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 Okay.
Okay.
I think we can wait till there's more commissioners to make a decision.
Yeah.
I have one question. After we finalize the time, let's say 5 or 6, how often can it be changed?
Not often.
That's-
It's one
that's
and
what I was
done.
thinking, right?
Locked in, so
Yeah, it's locked in.
Alright. Well, do you know when was the last time that it was ever changed, or has it always been 4 p.m.?
It's been since
It's been 4 p.m. for years.
It's been years.
Way before 2015, right? Like, 'cause you were part of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
arts,
when I first
because there was an
started.
arts commission and then there was a historical preservation commission, right? It was two separate.
When they when they actually eliminated it, when they brought it back, the council gave the standing commission at that point in time, who had just been appointed, the option of picking their time
Is it-
and their day.
'Cause
And so that's what they chose.
So throughout all that time, we haven't had any real public come in to talk about input.
Yeah, since I've been here, we've had, with the VPLA grant, and we've had presentations, we have
Now,
discussions.
compare that to planning commissions. What time does that planning start?
I don't know exactly.
We'd have to look that up.
Because there's
every-
more people involved with planning.
But
Right,
but
but
planning
also
is
you
a
have to look
different
at
capacity.
what they do.
Arts and Historical Preservation Commission is an advisory board, where the Planning Commission are a voting.
But I'm
board.
talking
They
about the
vote on-
public. It's still residents from the city. Of course, you'll have some developers here and there, but it's also the residents that are providing their feedback, right? So, but I support the tabling. Thank you. And with
All
that,
those in favor of tabling?
That
We
that
got
already
We already
Already
voted.
went through.
Unanimous? Okay.
Yeah.
cool. Thank you. And I do apologize. I have to leave.
Okay, you need to leave.
Okay. Thank you.
With him leaving, there will now no longer be a quorum.
No longer be a quorum. Yep.
So we won't be able to move forward on any of discussions and items on the agenda.
Then I'll adjourn.
So, and I'm gonna take this, Commissioner, you want to adjourn the meeting due to
Adjourn the
Mr.
meeting
But there's a
until
director report.
August the 18th.
The director report, we don't need quorum for, right?
I second that. I second
There's no more voting items
Okay.
on the agenda.
We can still, we're not, yeah, we're not adjourning the meeting at this point in time because we do still have a quorum.
I still have a quorum.
Yeah, we still have a quorum.
So there's a few, on that, so yes.
So we are not adjourning at this point in time. We just had Commissioner Suarez leave. But we do still have a quorum. So we are going
Okay, so
to,
we have, we're ready for the department director's report?
yes, we are technically waiting for her to come back for the director's report.
Okay.
So we'll give her just a minute. So if there was anything you want to
Should we do our
discuss
announcements?
this,
or-
yes, let's go ahead and do some announcements if you want, or you can even, if there's any future agenda items that you want to put, we can even talk about
Just
those.
a quick question, the event he was discussing, what event was he discussing? What did I miss?
Not
There's
sure.
I sent out it's for the California Arts and Cultural Districts. There's gonna be a designation. The grant's due August 6th, I believe, and we're working on it. So the Garcia Center, Arts Connection, San Bernardino Generation Now, the city.
You sent it out to the commissioners?
Yeah, I replied to the one that they had sent us, the agenda. There's gonna be an upcoming one with the city at Feldheim. I can announce it when we have our,
What's your email then? Where did
yeah.
it come?
And then there may be one happening at the Orange Show. So basically what it is we're looking at designating the East Street Corridor as a cultural district in the city. And even if we don't get this designation from the state, we still want to move forward with the city designating it at some point, right? That's going to help us with branding on this district line, and any other policies that come around with like arts acquisition or artist housing, affordable housing for artists. And support for arts and cultures down the district line or down the district road.
But in order to get these
Yeah.
notices, you're attaching it to Lisa's emails, you're saying?
I had replied to one of those emails and I had included
So
all the
it's gonna be
dates.
under Lisa's then?
But I can reply to the most recent one with the.
Well, if you don't mind, let me give you
updated-
my email.
Yeah.
If you don't mind emailing me put me on your list.
Yeah, if you want to send me your email. Do you have my number?
No, should I? Let's see. Let's check, let's change numbers here. What's your number? 909?
Sorry, it's Tanya.
What's your number? 909?
So we do because we have
Yeah,
a vacancy.
909-653-7003.
Because Anthony showed up. See, Victor was.
Oh,
Mine.
yes.
Victor was.
Michael Shibuya.
So it was Anthony's here, we had 6, so we were doing, we still have 5.
Okay, my bad.
That's okay.
Are we gonna have any grant funding this year to offer to artists? I haven't heard anything mentioned. We're halfway through the year.
That would be
Michael Garcia
that would be a
Yeah.
question for
You're the executive
Ms.
director
Carter.
now, right?
But if I had to state something, I would probably tell you most likely not.
Not this year. Okay. I gotta talk to some people.
Yeah,
Gotta twist some arms.
unfortunately.
Yeah, we definitely will. I will look into
Uh-huh.
it and seeing if there are any potential options.
Right.
I know we're like with the Bloomberg grant and the Love Your Block, which I was hoping Stephanie would come in and share a little update. She probably just got sidetracked, pulled for another meeting. But when there's opportunities for the city and our department to go after grants, specifically arts grants, then we can and we
Flip
would.
those and offer them out to the
I
community.
just sent you my email.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
That sounds good.
Whenever you
So-
attach me in there, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Answer one of my questions.
My apologies. I, with Mr. Suarez departing, thought we would have no quorum, but we do still have a quorum. So, moving on. We'll go back up to Department Director report. Special events update, commission tabling. So, with just wanted to throw. We have a numerous amount of events and activities that the department hosts, and of course, I'm always encouraging our commissioners to attend and participate, and also opportunity to engage with the community, because that's the whole kind of the change in time, right? Is to engage with the community and have that public contact and shared information to kind of come back is. Always, opportunity to volunteer at our department booths and at events and share, feedback and connect with the community on the events that we have. So like upcoming this Thursday, our Celine Summer Nights, summer concerts. We hosted the 4 at Algonquin Park / Vermont, where our Vermont Community Center is at. We are starting this Thursday in downtown at Court Street. So for the next 4 Thursdays, we will be in Court Street with our Celine Summer Nights. This week is our Beatles tribute. We, on average, have been having about 20 to 25 vendors each night. One night we had our second event, June 26th. We had 82 vendors that day.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're always, sharing the opportunity for artists and retail merchants, food organizations, nonprofit, faith-based to come out and table. But with that, we also encourage our commissions to be out there and have that opportunity to engage with the community firsthand. We've been hosting our outdoor movies 2 a month. One at Jerry Lewis Family Swim Center, so we host swimming and a movie, and then at one of our parks within our community. So 2 weeks ago, we were at Bobby Vega. We hadn't been at Bobby Vega since I've been here ever. We did host one at Encanto across the street, but it was a little bit different vibe. We had one at Bobby Vega, and staff shared that it was well received, well attended, especially in the community, where community members came by, saw what was happening, and asked questions like, "Hey, what is this?" And then okay, and then went back home, got their stuff, and came back with their family and more. So that came out. So they saw a lot of new family faces, which was great, and got more information like, "Hey, how often do you do these?" So it was good to see and hear from the community. So we'll moving. We just had one, the Jerry Lewis Family Swim Center this past weekend. More on
Paris Hill.
At
Paris
Paris Hill
Hill.
Park. We had one. We did host one at Paris Hill Park, and it was same. It started off great, new, especially with the nature of the activity. My goal was to get back and retake back our park, and that was the intent of going back to Paris Hill Park, and not the bowl or Fiscalini, specifically the park itself. And again, families were coming out. Everything was great until it wasn't. Sprinklers went off on accident. Yeah, on accident, the sprinklers went off, and it was just a timer thing or something, and it was all good. They got into like 20-30 minutes of the movie, and then all of a sudden it's like the sprinklers started popping off. So other than that, prior to that, it was again the community driving by, and it's like, hey, what's happening? What are we doing? So the next two, we have August, which we're showing Sonic 3, and then in September, Migration. So I think the next one's Littlefield Solstice, which we haven't been either, off of Kendall, and then the last one in September will be down at Colony Park. So we're trying to hit the different corridors of the community and kind of spread out. Like, again, I'm a city thing, not a district thing or ward thing. It's a full city.
Yeah.
So that's where I threw that back on there, just to share the upcoming events and participation, and again, opportunities for commissioners to engage with the community.
I'd like to add something to that. I remember in the past, once in a while, occasionally we would get a notice in our email saying, hey, this is coming up, we'd like to have you attend. If you could make it, that's cool. I'm one to kind of always think that if you want information, you seek it yourself. That's how I was taught when I was younger anyway. But it does help to have a little nudge every once in a while. I don't think I've seen them. I don't remember seeing the one for the cultural district from the city that came to us saying that was happening, or the meetings were happening, or what the plan was, or what the thoughts were. And I don't know if that's because you're not completely included in it, or it's something.
I think it's more on us.
Okay.
I think it's more on the arts orgs. The city is partnering to help support, because we need to make sure the city is involved, or else we can't even access the grant. We can't even apply.
I was told that if you don't get the commissioners on your side and that they don't think it's their idea, you can forget about it.
Yeah, I believe.
I heard that.
Alejandro came to
I just
speak
went,
to everyone when I
"What?"
was gone.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I know that from firsthand service that I went and spoke to my council member with an idea, and it was completely disregarded. It was laughed at. Like,
So I think,
okay.
yeah.
So maybe that's that person that was giving me that advice, because I told her what we were doing, or told them what we were doing, and that was the comment back. If they don't think it's their idea, they're not going to move with it. I just went, that is really disappointing, and I think that's part of the problem with the city, as far as us being able to get. I mean, I'm seeing more things getting done, but I'm talking about in the past where everything was kind of stagnant. You had to sell them on it, make them think it was their idea, and then they'd run with it. Otherwise, the door is closed and forget about it. You're on your own. So
Yeah.
I don't like that experience. I mean, that's what I've seen since I've been here, and it's not pretty, but I guess that's the way it is. But I'm thinking now, since that I got that message, like, okay, well, how do you convince someone that it's their idea? You involve them in it. You let them.
Inception.
Yeah, you let them
Yeah,
add
so I
to
think
it,
with
be part of it.
the cultural planning, the city's at capacity, and I know you're doing the concerts. That's a lot of work, just that event organizing.
Right.
So Arts Connection and Garcia Center has really been the ones doing on the ground, organizing, doing these listening sessions, which all that data then goes into the report. That's going to be a lot of work to put
Right.
that report together. I think once we get to that step, we can start sharing that with the community. This is what we've heard from the first sessions, and we can also start sharing that with elected officials,
Right.
and start moving forward together and kind of creating that unified vision.
And that's what I like hearing, because the meeting that we had, that one person brought up, well, those people that live around in that corridor, they don't want to know because they're so poor and they don't care about what's going on around them. How do you take a big brush and think like that for everybody?
Right.
You can't.
You
You
can't.
can't. If I didn't know and someone was doing that around my block, I'd be pissed off if someone didn't tell me about it. So that was my 2 cents back at that.
Yeah, I mean, in that analogy of, everybody paints the picture of how they see it,
Right.
and it's utilizing your capacity to be able to come together to create a bigger painting that involves all community members
Exactly.
and all,
That's key.
thought-minded and whatnot, because sometimes it's just the unknown. So once they know about something that's happening, whether we're knocking on doors or putting a mailer out, or having these listening sessions, and it is challenging. And I give thanks to Arts Connection and Michael with the Garcia Center specific for leading this. And we, as a city, and our department, as well as we have a hard confirmation and support from the Economic Development Department, specifically for the cultural district planning. And we have a date for what, the
July
28th, 29th?
July 29th, 5 to 8 p.m. at Feldheim Library.
Yeah, so
I'll
the
be
city-
posting it later today.
Yeah, so we'll be, our support is accessing a city facility to host a listening session so that the community knows about it and able to
So you
participate.
offered
And so
info.
we're offering the city's support in our capacity. Driving it is, we don't have it, but we do have, the support to get this, get this going. So, and it is about, that connection and sharing. And a lot of it, in my experience that I've been here, is individuals just don't know because they don't know, and sometimes they don't know where or who to go to, where to go to, or even what questions to ask. It's not the best, if you see something, say something, it's not
Right.
always the case.
What time is that on the 29th?
From 5 to 8?
Yeah.
Or 5 to 8, 5:30, something. I know we have to be out of there before, right at 8 or before 8.
I think we're going at 5 to set up. I think we're going an hour early. I think it's gonna be from 6 to 8. I might have wrote that
Okay.
down. So the actual workshop will be from 6 to 8.
And it'll be in
for the listening
what they
session.
call the Kellogg room. So it's if you walk in towards the chambers, but go where it's usually blocked off at a council meeting where they put the city seal at.
Mhm.
If you go, it'll be open and go through there, and then there's a hallway. There's meeting rooms right there. So that's where the listening session will be at.
Good.
So we'll, I know Michael and Alejandro will put something together so we can get that out and share that.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to share is that this is Park and Recreation Month in
Mhm.
the city of San Bernardino. So I'd like for you to highlight that July 29th event to the public and to all the commissioners so that we can support that in recognition that it's Park and Recreation Month. We want to support that. So if you could send something out from your department, it would be appreciated.
We'll get that added on there, yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Is there anything else, Michael? I don't have anything as far as the update. Like, I know we're moving forward. We're building the network and building the capacity for the grant. Or the application for the grant is due August 7th. We
Mhm.
gave ourselves August 6th or 7th to finalize it. And
No, I think it's due the 7th. I
It's
think
due the 7th.
We're finalizing it by the 3rd or something to
Okay.
make sure it's up and ready. So I think it's just we're working with a really short timeline. So sorry if you haven't been notified, and it's just like us organizing, trying to get enough done for this
Slam
to
it in
even
there.
be.
To get approved or even looked at.
Yeah, it needs
Okay.
the data from the community,
Gotcha.
and we've had over 20 people join us already.
Oh, wow.
After the last one, I think it's probably over 30 now.
Oh.
So
Good deal.
we got a good amount of data, and then we want to continue some engagement after this grant is turned in.
Okay.
Because again, we want to continue this discussion within the city, and then that's when it will be coming to the commissions for for your approval, and then also.
Okay.
I would, also lean on y'all to talk to your council members and inform them once we get to that level where we have a report out and inform them on what a cultural district's benefits are for our community, so that they're aware. But yeah, just give us, you know, some leeway on how we're moving on it, because we only have a little bit of time.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
You know me,
Okay.
I'm not shy.
Okay, anything else on cultural art or cultural district? Yes, sir.
One item that came up, actually my hairdresser told me about that, because the amphitheater used to be at Paris Hill Park. Now it's not, are they refurbishing that? Do you have a time frame on that? I understand they're refurbishing the amphitheater for Paris Hill Park.
Yes, Roosevelt Bowl is on our project list of rehab. It's in design phase right now, so the architecture has been bringing in their subcontractors under their architectural contract to come in and do assessments because it is a 1934 building. There's a little bit more assessments that need to be done in terms of the historical component of things, because it was from the WPA funds, and so they've been doing site assessments, lines, everything. So we did get a draft review of the architectural designs. I want to say like 4 months ago. There were some modifications to them. They were going to rework those modifications, and we should be presenting with some revised architectural designs, where if we can approve and move forward, then they'll be presented to council. And then if council approves as is, then we'd go out to RFP or RFQ for construction. Unless council has edits or revisions to the architectural design, then we have to take those, go back, and then it's just
So it's in process.
it is definitely in process. I do not want to stop that process at all, especially because some of the funding is attached to federal funding, specifically Aguilar. Congressman Aguilar supported the project and awarded, what was it? Our total is 2.1. 1.3 million, 1.2 million, specifically from Pete Aguilar's office, on top of CDBG funding, and so it has a few funding. The architectural design is gonna say it needs, I don't know, let's just say $12 million.
Sure.
But so we'll have to look at what the funding amount that we have and look at priority and start making that task list, and then hopefully down the road we're able to go and apply for additional funding, or if some other funding comes in with CIP projects down the road in like 25, 26 or 26, 27, then we can allocate those funds to continue the progress.
The timing is great because they've moved the homeless out of Paris Hill, and they also have moved the homeless out of the area where they moved to. So those came up the last council meeting. So the timing is great, momentum is there.
Yeah,
And
just sometimes it's for me a little too turtle slow for me, but it works out.
They are going to keep the original building.
Yes.
They're going to be able to say that.
that's
Yeah,
great.
the foundation of the building is there. It's good structure. It's just access to it, and then inside is not ADA compliant. So because of the rehab and the nature of the area, that's where a lot of the cost is going to come in,
Sure.
is the ADA accessibility, because into the building itself, it's all steps. All steps, and even the benches that are out in the grass area, there is no direct path, rolling path or cement path. It's grass, so you got to go through grass to get to, and then even then the pad that the bench is on is raised. So there's a lot of little things, and even with the seating, the grading, there's no accessibility like right in front of the stage for individuals that would need extra space. So all those things are playing a factor, but once it comes out, like what I've seen, and our conversations of what our wants are and what our, want to stay within scope of this, the aesthetics of the bowl itself. Like the architecture, the designs that I've seen and some of the renderings it's going to be amazing once it's fully completed.
Now, did that get set back? I thought that the timing was supposed to be done sooner than what's being mentioned.
Because we had the changes within the designs, and there
Okay.
was some challenges with some of the assessments. Specifically, on one of the days that I was out there with the site contractor, they were having a really hard time finding drainage with the hillside and
Fine.
in trying to find
Where the holes are at.
where the water goes.
Wow.
So they had to come in and send in another contractor to come in. It was
Wow.
yeah. It's a little bit more work when all of a sudden like coming in, like once they actually like get into the ground, and
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
a little bit more. But I mean, we rather them be thorough as possible
Exactly.
and get the
yeah.
details and.
Get it all done, and then whoops.
And
we
then,
didn't use this.
coming after the fact, like, oh, now we have a plumbing
The
issue
whole
or
bowl's
irrigation.
flooded with water. It's now a
Yeah,
pool.
yeah.
Thank you for that.
Public art projects, hoping that Ms. Stephanie Castro, she's the Economic Development Project Manager, who her and staff been leading the great work with the Love Your Block. I know they've had some already completed. The mural, and we talked about it last time, and we had the mural at Camposanto. It's almost done, so it was even updated with me that there's more to it. This weekend is at Encanto Community Center. There's another mural that is going to start on Saturday, right? Yes. And they're looking for volunteers to come help and actually get involved with the painting, so they actually get a brush and start painting. The Blair Park Girl Scout submitted for a grant through the Love Your Block to add a library, public library, a little box outside, so that they're doing that. And I think I don't remember the exact date, but that's coming up. They've done some cleanup, so there's a few murals, some park cleanups, and so she had the list. It was $40,000 in grant that they divided, and amongst 18 projects, not everybody they weren't able to award the full amount that the grantees asked for. It went back to CM's office, and the interim CM, Gallardo, offered and asked the council to award the remaining funds of each of the grantors, the remaining balance to complete their projects. So if they wanted, originally asked for $8,000, but they were only received, $6,000, then they received that extra $2,000 to be able to complete the project.
That's
So
awesome.
of those core, they were able to fully invest into those projects as a whole. But that's information that I can get directly from Stephanie, and we can share that. But they have the list. I left it in
Wasn't
my...
the total of the grant 100,000?
There was 11, 12, 13 grants.
Wasn't the total of the grant 100,000?
I don't know the total of the grant. Yeah, I know it was a collaboration with the Bloomberg, and I know there was a few entities involved, not just the city.
Oh, gotcha.
Music changing lives.
Yeah. There's that upcoming. So next upcoming call for art. We threw this on there just to kind of get it on the mindset and start sharing with the community. So we'll be doing a call for art for our Dia de los Muertos, and then also I kind of threw on here for our Miracle on Court. Kind of add a different spin to our Miracle on Court event this year. But specifically the Dia de los Muertos, like Mr. Bilek has earlier, he had a drawing and he incorporated into our artwork, and was on display. We worked with our consulate and to get other artists and other coming in for Dia de los Muertos and showcasing. So we want to continue to build that momentum. So we want to try to get it out there, start now to start, the thought process and sharing with the community. And then again, I threw on our Miracle on Court because I want to, the holidays and artists, create pieces for the holidays and holiday theme.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be an opportunity to utilize our 2 sheds that are in the Court Street area and turn them into art galleries for Christmas. We did that for Dia de los Dead. The barn was our art gallery. We did it for Lunar New Year. We had some art pieces up there. So just kind of continue kind of building out that outdoor exposure. Alrighty. Commission handbook training. I wanted to put on here just to have that discussion. I know with the Parks and Rec Commission, we have quite a bit of new commissioners on board, so it was kind of updating what we have going on within the department, with the city, and the interaction with the commissioners and the public, or being out in public spaces and as commissioner, and kind of just going over the updated handbook. I know in previous agencies we've hosted what we called retreats, so that way you get firsthand not shared information. We would invite all our division respective staff from our divisions to kind of literally break down everything that they do within their division, so that you have that understanding and you can share that and how it ties into whatever activities, events that we're doing. So that's something that we're kind of wanting to start on, working with our city clerk in terms of timeline and what could be shared and how it could be shared and presented. So that's all that was for that. And then the other thing that I didn't get on here that I wanted to bring up, so our Parks and Recreation Commission, on that agenda was the park renaming policy. So the community can do a petition to do a name change for a park or facility. And so specifically the Teamsters, local Teamsters group would like to petition, or has petitioned and submitted, to change the Second Lake name. And it not only has to go through the Parks and Rec Commission, but it also has to come into the Arts and Historical Preservation Commission as well. The discussion with the Parks and Rec Commission, just to kind of give you guys in the loop, the Parks and Rec Commission, so the application process is it can only be submitted within the month of January. And the local Teamsters came in June. In June, they received not only the minimum number of signatures for a petition, but then some. I don't know. I think they said they had 300 something, over the triple the amount what is actually needed to change the name. Don't remember the name. Luis, is it Hispanic member of the community? I don't remember.
The person who was in the court case against
in the court case against with the Second family.
He's in the court case against that family?
Yeah, he was one of the reporters in the community because of segregation and racism, and so he fought against to petition to fight against the segregation. I think also
Lopez.
There you go.
Yeah,
His name is Lopez?
Yeah.
something. So because they came to present and to ask and to submit the petition in June, the commission is going to be discussing, and we're also looking on our end, does it have to wait until January
Yeah.
timeline, or can it come sooner? And it also has to come to you guys as a commission as well. So just wanted
Has
to,
come to this commission.
as well.
Mhm.
Yes, has to
It's
come to both.
Ignacio Lopez.
Ignacio, there we go.
And I guess my question is just with the redevelopment at Secum, how does this affect any of the timeline? Like if there needs to be a new sign created, it'd just be done at a
Oh,
later
I'm
date,
not,
or-
not sure if,
Yeah.
the scope has a new sign. But I'll write that, note that, and look into the signage. Right now, the timeline, is projected of fall of 2026. But it could be pushed to be, spring 2027. Construction changes. I mean, Nicholson Park construction was anticipated to be completed in May of 2025. We are now in July. So things happen.
Yeah.
Vanessa, you said a new name was submitted, but you didn't remember it?
Ignacio
Ignacio
Lopez.
The name is, okay.
Yeah.
It's due to segregation. I think one thing, so I have a long history of volunteering at Secum for a few years with Generation Now, and I think we had brought this up, and I think at the time a commissioner asked for us, and there was no process. This was like back in the day, and I think one thing that we used to talk about though is just like, it's great to have these historical names, but could that be like a memorial, a plaque, and instead having just a generalized name that everyone could agree with? I think it comes down to compromise. But it was something that we're just like, who's Secum? Do we even? And then when we did research, we're like, oh, this dude was, or there's this whole thing that happened, this court case, and that's where it's historical. But like Hope Park, Duck Park, everybody called it Duck Park when we were there because of the ducks. It's like how do we find a happy park name,
Right.
and then you can have there a plaque of Ignacio Lopez that you're like, or like a sculpture.
That'd be cool.
Similar to how y'all are installing, I know, art or public art for the tribe, which is going to be really beautiful to see.
And also with specifically Secum Lake project, the project originally became a 13.2 million project. There was some redevelopment funds, or not redevelopment, development funds that had to be developer funds that had to be identified for different land space. However, that fell through for that 12 acres that was part of the Secum Lake. So right now, of the 44-acre park, only 32 acres is considered within the Secum Lake project, because the top portion, which is the 2 baseball fields and the concession and that playground and that parking up there, is part of the 12 acres that was supposed to have been sold to a developer for housing project. Since then, that and it's been back and forth for quite a while, to now that $5 million has been reallocated into the existing project itself. So additional things are going to be added into the already construction and project. So redoing, I think adding some more irrigation and lighting, and then I think on the southwest end, which is where Sierra and kind of Fifth are, and that corner, and you walk into that one gated entrance, there's potentially, I think it's right there, that they were looking at adding pickleball courts into that area, kind of more aesthetics with the dog park, and I think some other elements around the lake itself. So that $5 million is being invested into additional elements within the park itself. So as far as the renaming, we will look at the step by step and see what can be done and when, and if we really have to wait until January, and will those names, I think the main thing is, will the petition and the names be recognized and accepted 6 months later, 7 months later. So that's where we're at on that. Okay. Anything else? Any questions or anything?
Sort of burning question. Why did they knock that community center down? But I'm sure
That was way before me.
Why did they what?
they knocked the community center down.
You mean the YMCA?
Was it the YMCA that was at that?
Yeah, it was the YMCA and then originally the Parks and Rec Department.
Right.
We
At
used to
Central?
be there.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Are you talking about that small building that was at the far corner?
No.
Oh, right up front.
No, the Adobe house used to be at the far corner. Is that was the actual caretaker's original home. There used to be actually two over there in the far corner, and then it used to be our building, which used to actually be an old IRS building, and then behind us was the YMCA building.
All
And-
there at Seco.
Yeah,
So
and
this
they
is-
originally tore it down because of the fact that they were trying to sell the property.
Oh.
So
See, I didn't
yeah,
know
it's
that. Wow.
yeah. So second
So I
week
guess
has
they've been trying to sell property for a while.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's partially state owned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that I knew this because of the lake, or yeah,
The state
Yeah.
park.
It was so
State park
used
being-
that
Consider-
way.
and the
Yeah,
acreage
this is why
was
it's-
considered a
Mm-hmm.
regional
It
park.
was used.
And those adobes are gone?
Maybe used.
Yes,
Are they
the,
gonna
Oh, yeah,
be
they're gone.
re-implemented in the new design? They're gonna have something to capture that?
I doubt that.
that
That'd be
the
nice.
Adobes have been gone for years.
Yeah.
The only thing you had was
I hate
the
myself.
actual mound,
Okay.
that far corner.
Right?
Corner
That's
of
what
Fifth
that
and-
mound. Yeah.
That's what that
Okay.
mound was on the corner of
Oh.
Fifth and Sierra was where they were located.
Yeah.
That's where they were located.
You were able to get a fishing license there back in the day.
Back in the day.
Way before you guys were. But yeah.
Yeah.
I used to fish here for a little while.
They've
They were trying to
resubmitted
sell
their
it.
plans, though.
It broke my heart. I don't know. Everything. California hotel, everything. Ouch. Kept knocking
That
everything
property's
down.
been there for years though, but when they developed it, it was yeah, it was developed with state funds.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of history at that park actually.
Oh, yeah.
If you were to actually research that park.
Oh, I'm sure. there's
So,
a lot of history
yeah.
in the bottom of the lake too.
Well, you mean actually you mean the swamp,
Oh yes,
Yeah,
the
it's
swamp. The swamp.
Garner Swamp. That's what it was.
I didn't know about that Jacoby lawsuit.
Yeah. Okay. Now we can go back to discussions. And Mr. Chairperson, I go to item number 8 since
Number
we
8.
discussed number 7. So, ad hoc committees.
We've already discussed, we already had a vote on
Number 7.
No,
Yeah.
we did number 7. We're at
Now
number
we're
8.
now
sir.
number
Right,
8
okay.
ad hoc committee revisit discussion. You know there
the committees
was
and, okay, revisit previously established committees and commissioner assignments. Is that correct?
yes sir.
Okay.
It's just to kind of put it back out there. You know, there was ad hoc committees, and then they kind of went hiatus or paused, and so kind of just want to revisit and kind of get that back up, especially with you know, the tracking of murals and artwork and public art, especially if we're going to be moving forward with the public art policy, so that way we have a standing list of public art, and keep continuing tracking that, and then adding, you know, all the murals that have been going up and what we've had, sculptures if there's any, and then any additional, and then, you know, the other item was junction boxes. Yes, Michael?
I was just wondering if you can list what committees you
So,
have on your list that exist,
I
or-
know we've had like the I think it was just, wasn't it 2?
We had one that was
Just-
was it the historical landmarks or the one
Yeah,
that
Robert and I were
you-
on it.
Historical
you're-
pre-
Yeah, what was it?
And then I was on one for, was it community engagement
Mhm.
or, and I think me and Miller sent in just like how pretty much a sign-up sheet should be for orgs, and then like what stakeholders we should be reaching out to. But I think it'd be in the city's hands to give us that link, like your survey, so you guys are getting the data, you know, and we're not the ones collecting that data or have access to it, but the city does. And then we would be able to then help you guys market it and get it out there to the community. So I can look in my emails for that we sent. But yeah, I think that was our committee, was like thinking about how do we start building lists? Because I know back when when I was on the commission the first time, right, Dottie would really email this large list, Dottie Garcia, and that's how we would get people out for the grants or to come give public comments on issues, right? It was really creating these email lists that are specific towards like what art orgs are operating in San Bernardino, what artists, like who are we sending these calls out to, right? The calls for art submissions. So I think that's kind of the idea, was like, how does the city curate that list? And you guys thinking through that system with like those questions that we were asking, like what kind of art do you do, right? We kind of had just basic ways to categorize the submissions.
Didn't you already start on a list like that, or I thought there was talks that was already started or being worked on? No.
There is some a list that has been started
Okay.
of tracking at least public art. So
Right, not artists.
not artists.
Okay.
I know in what myself and Juanita Webster, the supervisor for events, the list that we created based off of our events that we've hosted, and if there's, we basically categorize them if they're a merchant, an informational booth, if they're a food vendor, or if they're a specific artist / merchant, because we have some that are just artists that don't want to sell,
Right.
and then we have artists who want to sell
Gotcha.
their artwork. So we have those two where
Categories.
we're trying to establish that, like, just for our events and
Gotcha.
and vendor list. And then before Michael became the ED for Garcia Center, the previous ED had a list of artists, and then Arts Connection has a list of artists. You're on the board of the the San Bernardino Arts Council still, right? Or
No.
Arts Association.
Arts Association,
Yeah,
sort of.
Not anymore.
They also
But
have a list of
they
members.
they
Yeah,
have a
they have a
list.
list of members
Orange
as
Show,
well, with different
they have
types
their
of
art
art
gallery
they
that
do.
they would have. I'm sure
Right.
they have a list. So it's kind of, and granted, a lot of these, if there's 10 lists,
Yeah.
the same artist is probably on each of these lists. So how do we,
Likely.
narrow it down to minimal, 10 lists to one?
But as a city, you have a list or some kind of compilement of people that do, say, wrought iron work or huge murals or something along those lines. Do you have anything like that at all? People that do?
To my knowledge,
Yeah, no.
No.
Okay.
mm-mm.
I think that's kind of a goal long term, right?
Right,
That's how
because
you
that way
categorize.
when you're getting ready to do a project, you can invite these people in and already have
Right,
the
and
expertise to
building
do the
off
job.
of, and doing that and starting to kind of create that to build and to attach it to the public art policy. So we have that, and we have a project that we go after a grant for public art, say for a, sculpture,
Right.
then we can tailor the call for art for off of that.
People that
and be-
specialize in that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, so you can have it as a discussion as a commission if there's any other potential ad hoc committees that you would to create or go off of the existing ones that we've had and kind of, get additional commissioners kind of come in. I know Mr. Suarez is a newer to the commission, more recent than the individuals that we have here at the table. I know Darlene Herrera is, she's been on the commission for at least since I've been here. So it's up to you guys, and want to just again revisit that if it's something worth doing, not
I think I need
doing.
one more person on my ad hoc committee. I know Victor wants to
I
take
also
Robert's
have a-
place, but there's not really much out there to do unless I have something to go off of, and there's really not on a list. I guess I could go to the California room and look around in there and see what types of books they may have on statuaries or different things throughout the community, and then just keep notice of the new things. And you guys are keeping track of that, right?
Some of the new
murals.
stuff and the murals, and that's where we're
Okay.
starting at least that list, especially with the most recent things that we've done with the Creative Core Grant, the VPLA, the Bloomberg, the Love Your Brook.
Now, I threw out a thing to Lisa a while back. I was really in a messed up state of frame of mind when I was looking into this, and I let it set for like 2 or 3 months because of my mom passing. But I had sent her a bunch of stuff that I looked up about the pyramid at the library, what I could dig up, and it was mainly the Masonics, San Bernardino Masonic people that set it up in 1928 to honor the children of San Bernardino. Weird. but that's what it came from. So I was trying to get a hold of the people at the temple there on Highland, and I think they're completely shut down. I think the building's just, there's nothing really there, but they said they have a meeting from 5 to 7 every day. And I'm like, no, they don't. No, they don't. So
The underground meeting?
I'm trying to get a hold of somebody that could give me a little bit more reference information as far as the plaque that was left there that got torn out, and I think it's a time capsule. I got that feeling just from looking at it that there's something in there probably, and that's why I want to try to get a hold of somebody that may know something about it within the city. Maybe I could just reach out to the Masons in the city and see if they know anything about it.
Yeah,
But that
maybe
goes
like the
way
district
back.
Masons, maybe try to see who's a regional.
Yeah,
and
that
they can help
that
you.
might help. Because I hit a wall with trying to reach the one here. I called and called and called, drove by there, and nothing. So
I
that
might
was-
have a connection for the Masons.
Oh, cool.
I'll see
Okay.
if I can find his number.
Because you got all the pictures and everything I sent of it and a little bit of history that they have on it. I dug that up in the California room. I'd never been in there. I'm like, wow, this stuff really needs to be digitized. It's like in all little flip books and stuff. I'm going, wow, this is really going back in the archives there. But that's where to go. I also pulled up on a thing, I hadn't shared it yet, on our Native American Indians in this whole area as well when I was going through the California room. I'd like to implement some of that as well into the art.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's all I got for my ad hoc
The
report.
I think to support that work, we were mentioning getting interns from, history or art
Oh, that would be
history.
bomb.
I did reach out to my contact, and she just had more questions. I can email them to you.
Okay.
But really just like, what would they be doing with the city? Taking what list, they have just questions, so. But they would possibly, hopefully by next year, we can get some interns with the city to help categorizing even the objects from our sister cities and thinking about that as well. I don't know if that was ever completed or yeah, I know there's a lot of work to do, and I know we don't have the capacity as a city.
Yeah.
Like we need to bring in more help.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, with the Sister City Art, we do have some pieces within our administrative office that we have in glass shelving and stuff, and you've seen it. And I know there was a lot more pieces and items, artifacts, and whatnot. It was in the old City Hall. And when the urgency to get it cleaned out for the city to move back in during the tenure of City Manager Charles Montoya, staff were directed to kind of pull everything, literally, pull everything out. Each floor, which also there was again goes back to the Sister City Art. There's additional pieces in there. Those got moved into, I believe, a location at City Yard, if I'm not mistaken. And there were some pictures taken and to try to start an archive, but the individual who started that process is also no longer with the city, so I have to see and check in with some of other staff members.
who
to
was
see.
that? Do you know?
Ernesto was the one who
started the catalog?
he was directed at that time. He was the deputy director of public works, and so he was directed to clean out the city hall, and so a lot of things got trashed, and then there were some things that got relocated, and he was starting to do some inventory and archiving of it. But again, it's went from, I think a lot of it was in the 6th floor of the city hall to another building, and it's not in the public's eye. And I know in conversations with Ed prior, he was open to displaying some of the of Sister City in the library or one of the libraries. So we have potential spaces even within our own community centers and our senior centers to have a dedicated space, whether it be a wall or a shelving unit that we can kind of interchange things. I know during Lunar New Year, we try to display all of the Sister City affiliated with in the Asian community because we have from Mexico, Central America.
I was shocked at all the sister cities we have.
There's a lot.
See the sign up there in the main by the.
Yeah, there's a lot. So try to in terms of the cultural component, and we had brought a lot of this stuff out the very first festival, which some of you assisted with monitoring that.
Yeah.
So it's things, little things like that we can start kind of thinking moving forward and within that cultural, district component of bringing that,
Now, we
to
did
life.
have an ad hoc for the archived art that
Yeah.
Tanya, I think, was working on with somebody else. I don't think she got the time to do that, and
Robert, I think, maybe.
I don't remember.
No.
I remember Tanya, but
whatever, that's never got happened, nothing ever moved. So I move. I'd like to make a motion. I'm not the chairperson, but I'd like to make a motion that we go back to that. We reestablish that ad hoc committee to get that stuff archived and labeled out or named out or whatever it needs to be done, counted, or I would hate to think that 20, 30 years from now when I die, that my art's going to end up in a bin somewhere for the next 100 years and no one's ever going to see it. That's my thought process right there.
okay.
You want to make a motion in that effect?
I can. I'll motion it. I mean, I got motion. Somebody else has a motion. I just brought it up.
Do you want to make a motion?
To
Have an ad hoc to pick up the art archives and start doing that archival stuff that was left behind 2 years ago.
I
Or
feel
year
like it
ago.
really fits into the committee, the ad hoc committee. What's your ad hoc committee currently?
Oh, my current one is with the checking the murals and the monuments and art, public art.
I feel like it fits into that in the sense of how do we categorize, like how does the city set up systems for art acquisition in general?
But this is something that someone's going to have to go into wherever these things are at, bins or storage bins or
Yeah.
closets or wherever. Pull it out, sit down, and write stuff down.
And that's where I think the
a
plan
lot.
would be better that we work with like the colleges and we have the colleges help us with this process. But it's like, what is the process, and then what do we want the final product to be?
Okay.
Yeah,
How do we
but
want
we
it
still
to
would
live?
need a individual to assist with potentially an intern or an intern to come in and
Right.
with them. Is there
Lead instruction.
instruction and oversight,
Right.
logging
Mhm.
Okay.
as well?
So you want to create a whole committee for that?
Well, a whole committee, ad hocs are only a couple people, so it doesn't have to be the whole board or anything. I'm just.
I'll volunteer to be on that ad hoc.
Just,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have the time to do that.
Okay.
Well, we have to form the ad hoc first, right?
Did
So
you
I'll make
wanna
the motion that we create a committee
There we go.
Is there a
to-
second to that motion?
to catalog the gifts from sister cities and create that system for art acquisition from the city.
That should be something that's ongoing, not just, you put it on hold and then forget about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure the city is still receiving some types of arts coming in. Are those are getting cataloged, right? Those are getting noted and notarized that those are coming in, where they're coming in from?
Sure.
No?
Are the sister cities still sending us stuff?
I know. I'm not sure if we received anything.
Oh, boy.
I know with one of the cities last year we sent art to one of our sister cities,
That was cool.
and then it was another. I know Stephanie Castro with Economic Development was part of something as well, where we sent something to them. If we receive something, I'm not aware of it, but that's something I can speak to the mayor's office. I know they tend to be the ones specifically would receive the gifts from any sister city.
Got you.
Yeah, well, Stephen, to your point, if we're still getting items.
Right.
There must be someone or some.
Yeah, you should
entity
establish a system for that.
cataloging. Yeah, and so they could do the historical portion of
They
it
could,
as well.
yep.
But now in your ad hoc committee, what is it that you do with the statues, monuments, not statues, whatever, what did you say?
Whatever is public art and display, like a monument or a mural or anything along those lines that's public art or historical art also as well, or historical monuments as well, that need to be preserved or noted where they're at, if we could find out who did it, all the information about it. So that-
Okay, so just compiling information about
Yes.
what's out there already.
Yeah.
Where wouldn't that be still already, some entity, some department, somebody?
You would
have
think.
responsibility for them?
You would think,
So
yeah.
it'd be
Can we-
cultural asset mapping, and I think
Yes,
the goal would be to move there as a city, and I think that's really what we should be pushing for as a commission, but it's really up to council to cut that budget out. To hire somebody to do cultural, like a cultural arts and culture
seems
department,
to me
or
there
a
is
arts and
something
historical
like that,
department.
yeah,
Right.
Within
already
the city.
established.
Yeah, you would
I
think
think
so
the
too.
city assigns people to do the work, right? So like Stephanie has been pulled in to do things with the arts.
Right.
Vanessa's here to do things with the arts, but the city hasn't had a focus, and we've had a shift in leadership a lot.
So how
So
would
things
we
get
implement, how
swept.
can we interface with that and get it done?
Help them to
With
help
Stephen,
us.
with your ad hoc
Okay.
committee, that, as you said, that would sort of dovetail, but you don't want to duplicate the work or step on any toes or.
Go ahead.
So, do we have a motion? Or do-
We're getting into
I'm gonna-
discussion.
I'll second that motion to bring that ad hoc back, correct? And we're,
Yeah.
basically, it's digging in there and seeing what we have.
Knocking the dust off
assessing
it
what
and see
we
who
have,
painted it.
What was
More
our
like an
first?
inventory of what we have anyway. We
I think
we
it was,
really
I
don't
don't know.
have that at this point, right? So, I second that.
I think there needs to
I'd
be
I
a
think
first.
you were technically the first
Oh, I'm
with,
a first by making the motion?
but making,
Okay.
Stephen brought it up of kind of recreate,
Okay.
reestablishing
That
the
ad hoc
archival sister city ad hoc committee, and then Michael, you motion to start it, and
I'll second.
We got a
Gary
second.
seconding with volunteering to be
To be involved in it.
to be
yeah.
involved in it, and then
It's interesting.
if anyone else is here wants to volunteer to be on it, because it would take at least 2 people to, no more than that because of the Brown Act, then if not this one, then we could motion whatever the decision is with you being a individual volunteer for it, and then next commission bring it back to the table with hope that the additional, if none of you want to be on ad hoc.
I do want to, but I want to wait till the other people come and see what they
You
say.
wanna
I'm
switch,
very interested
switch
because
roles?
I brought it up.
We
I
can,
would be
you know,
interested,
and that's the
otherwise
best
I'd
part
bring
of,
it up.
by creating this and kind of hopefully switching ad hoc committee individuals so that you get that experience to be on one for a while and then switch it, but the foundation of the list is already there, that an individual can come in and like, okay, see exactly where you're at and kind of keep continuing on that. Or if you wanted to stay on the ad hoc committee, that's fine as well.
So can we move for a vote on that?
Chairperson?
I would like to also volunteer to be on that ad hoc committee.
Okay, you got two.
There's
right
your
there.
two.
There you go.
So can you vote, take the vote for the motion?
Yes, a vote for the motion. All those in favor?
I think we're all eyes.
Uh,
All right.
And
And
then I
then
would-
our 2 ad hoc individuals are Mr. Geary and Mr. Smith. Sweet.
I would
And if
like
you
to-
need help, I'll be happy to jump in sometimes and get dirty. How's that?
Yeah, that's a great
You gotta
idea.
go open up that,
Vault.
The vault.
I'll just say, I'll join Stevens commission or committee is ad hoc, since I'm already kind of
Kinda doing this.
Oh, for the murals and
cultural
public
Cultural.
district planning.
Okay,
We're
that
kind
works.
of thinking about asset maps and
Cool.
collecting them from the county and the state and seeing where,
Everything's out.
yeah, and
Put
then start
labels on it
figuring
and know
out.
where. the addresses are.
I'll volunteer for that committee also, because we talked about it when you sent that photo to me
Uh-huh.
of, I've forgotten what area it was, but, yeah, I'm really interested in the assets, especially the monuments that you're talking about.
Right,
So
it's important.
there can only be
Cool
two,
player
right?
now.
So I'll step out. I'll step
Oh,
out.
that's all right then.
No. This
No,
is
no,
for
no,
a
actually,
different-
then, wait, so that would be, in a sense,
Right.
Sister City Art, and then.
This
yeah.
is for the monuments one.
Monuments,
That's it,
historic,
public
so the
art.
historical preservation
historical
committee,
public art,
and
yeah.
then we can do this, in a sense, a third ad hoc, I guess, and the community engage.
I think the community engagement was still in existence unless you guys want to cut that one out, but we had never said to end it. It was the one with Miller and me. So I'll
Why don't you
I'll
look
not
for
join
that?
the
That-
monument one, so that you can join it, Kira, because I think it'd be better.
That'd be
Okay.
all. Mhm.
Well, what exactly did that one do, the community engagement? Yes.
We were just thinking about how's the city engaging when it came to
Arts.
what list are they reaching out to, right?
And kind of creating that one list of the various art organizations and art artists kind of coming in, and so that way we can kind of, when it comes to public art policy and public call for art, we can go
Reach
off
out
of
to
an
them.
established updated list. Because I mean, I'm sure there's some artists. I know there was a couple artists on our list from the very first festival that we hosted that are no longer in the city.
Oh.
So, you know, there's having to kind of go through it and
Mhm.
Got you.
okay. Do you want to move on? Are we good on this or?
Let's move on.
We talked it.
Let's get out of here.
Okay. All right. Mr. Chairperson, future agenda items.
Any future agenda items?
I would like to know what's going on with the vacant seats. Get them filled.
That's a
You're-
agenda item.
Get 'em
you're-
filled.
You're, well, I know, and Lisa, my oversight is that you were added on that email, but the appointee, mayor's appointee, Miller, resigned
Mhm.
from just with conversation. So at least with that, from my knowledge, the mayor is already being active in looking to replace that
Okay.
position. When? Don't know.
Okay.
As far as the other ones,
I think there's only two, right?
Sixth. Sixth ward.
Fifth,
Two. Three.
What was that, Simeon?
5,
fifth ward.
oh, it's just 5, and then the mayor's.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to the council
I mean,
office.
it's not like
How
big
about-
impressed. I'm just, would like the seats filled.
Look for people who are involved in the arts
Right,
and
right,
historic
hit 'em up.
realm and let them know what's vacant and
There's
Where-
a space available for you.
The thing is, like, wait, what's your address?
Arts and Historical wants you.
And that's
They
that-
don't have to live in the ward to represent that ward.
That's why I'm here.
I just reached out to somebody right now, so I said,
There you go.
do you want to be a commissioner?
There's your
I'll tell you how to
opportunity.
do it.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I mean, as a commissioner, don't sandwich them into individuals, but one-on-one conversations, or even with, if you happen to see a council member in another meeting, you can just
Give
have
them
that side conversation. I will on my end connect with city clerk and council's office, see if they can share anything.
Possible names or.
I'm not even names. It's just is there discussion? Are they actively looking to fill that vacancy?
Got you.
Or can they even mention at a council meeting? Hey,
Right.
I need a,
Right? Put a heads
I
out
mean,
there.
you're more than welcome to come to public comment and be like, hey, like we still have a vacancy and a couple vacancies. Will they be filled? It'd be nice to have a full.
I guess that
Full list.
depends on how my conscience is. If I can sleep at night over, I guess it's okay. If
Yeah.
not, then I might have to be there.
I think for agenda items, I would like to bring up a letter of support from the Arts and Historical Preservation Commission for the California basically for the district, like for the cultural district in general. Not, it doesn't have to go with this grant because this grant's going to be submitted before we even have a chance to discuss this. But I think just to make the city aware that we support the idea of bringing cultural districts to the city, where we're designating and thinking through better city planning for arts and culture. So I'd love to bring that up for a vote
For the next meeting.
for the next meeting.
Next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Meeting in August.
August 18th.
Oh.
Anything else for agenda?
I don't think I did.
Nothing from Ward 3.
Okay.
I didn't see anybody at the, as far as commissioners, I don't know if anybody knew about it, as far as the, Soul Alley. Or, I saw
Opening.
city people, the mayor and a couple other commissioners, but I didn't see anybody else there.
The
I got there late.
What
I
was
came
it?
late.
The what?
Yeah, what is it?
The reopening of the Soul Alley, Soul
I
Alley?
didn't
Where is it?
know about that.
No.
Where's the Soul
I don't know
Alley?
what you said.
Soul Alley, the reopening dedication to Soul Alley.
Okay.
See, we're all clueless.
Yeah,
That's what I talked about in the beginning. If we could get a heads up that that kind of stuff's happening, then that's great. If not, then we're like,
Yeah.
I only knew because I was at the meeting prior the day before in the alley, so that's the only, I mean, I've seen it, but I didn't really, it didn't register.
I think it's hard because we're in an attention economy, they call it. Where
Oh, yeah,
people
they're
are
fearing
getting
everything and worried about
hit up
everything,
by
yeah.
everybody. But I think again it comes down to the city having an arts and historical preservation department or an arts and cultural department that can just focus on marketing this out to a list of people who sign
I
up.
can agree with that.
I know y'all do a great job with the Parks and Recs and
You
the
do.
centers, and it's on a newsletter. So if you
Right.
follow the Parks and Recs newsletter, you get the information.
No
Yeah,
excuses.
we try to
But
share
it's-
as much as we can when
but
we
it's
can.
hard for them to
even when we
cover
know
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I
it's,
didn't
uh,
know about until after.
And
Oh.
the city should
Not
have
after,
a comms
Oh, okay.
department, a cultural department, and when I've raised stuff to them, they just said they have IMG, and I know they're low budget too
Right.
at this point.
Huh.
So I think if you really want to ask for more,
Participation or information or
I think we need to
input,
be
output.
asking council members to fight for budgets for our libraries,
Okay.
fight for budgets for arts and culture,
Okay.
and not give so much to other areas. If you look at
Right.
how we spend our money,
Yeah.
it is mostly to police and safety.
Yeah. And
So-
that's gonna be, priority, safety priority for the community is always gonna be fire and safety number ones, across the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
So,
doubt.
but not to say that we can't advocate and have a voice for, other essential,
The social.
the social
needs.
capacity of, okay. Any other agenda items?
I have a couple announcements. I know that at our next city council meeting, we'll have a new general manager for the city of San Bernardino. We've had interims for a long time, but I think he's going to be here and really give some good direction to the city of San Bernardino. And I think that'll come into all of our involvement. And I think he has an open voice. I've had some council people that have talked to him, and he seems to be very open to turning this city in a positive way. So I think that's very important. And I wanted to compliment you on the job you're doing. It's just great.
Thank
Really
you, appreciate that.
Picking up the ball. And I did want to mention that I'd like to close the meeting in memory of a dear friend of all of us. Rachel Clark was the city clerk here for many years. Her husband, Kim, just passed away 2 days ago. And so I'd like us to take just a moment of silence in memory of Rachel Rachel's husband who passed away 2 days ago. They had a wonderful marriage, and Rachel, everybody knows Rachel Clark. She did a great job as a city clerk. Now she's without her husband, so we could take a moment of silence in his memory. It would be great. Thank you. Okay. Meeting's adjourned.
Well, I don't know if you asked
There's other people that may have had an input or an output.
for their agenda items. I don't know.
Is
Oh,
everybody
I'm
else
sorry.
If
good?
we didn't go in order. We just were. throwing
No,
out.
I don't have any
Okay.
agenda
I
items.
think one thing I would like to mention and add on our agenda too is just if we could maybe have discussion around a retreat or planning for goals of our commission. I know when Liddy was here, she tried to get goals from all of us. And there was supposed to be some type of these are your guys' top goals that we can move forward with. I think that'll help give direction when we talk about, the asset mapping of historical sites or what policies we want to pass as a commission, as well as the communications of the commission to the public. So I think if we could maybe set some time to just discuss maybe having a retreat to determine the goals, or what's that process looking like? So strategy for the commission. I don't know how you want to word that or phrase it.
Gosh, I don't know how we could
Okay.
do a retreat. We can't agree on the times.
But if we're stuck here, then we got nowhere else to go. Put us on an island.
Okay.
We've done it in the past.
Yeah.
We've come together on Saturdays and just give your, either you can make it or you can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of that,
any-
real quick, there was one thing I needed information on, nothing drastic. Encanto, that's the Saturday, what time?
The painting of the,
Yeah,
the
the painting of
mural.
the mural.
I think he's gonna come volunteer.
Yeah, I am.
You got an artist.
Hold on, I have to.
I'm not sure. I know I've been by.
I haven't categorized my
It's on 10th, I
app.
believe, by Mount Vernon.
Okay.
I think it's 10th, right, or 11th.
The baseball
It's
park?
between it's Encanto Community Center, and the park is between 9th and 10th.
Okay.
Mount Vernon. I don't know what this other little side street is.
I always just say 10th and Mount Vernon.
Yeah, that-
You'll find it.
Because that's the
Yeah.
backside, or the playground, the concession, but the entrance of the community center.
You'll see the
would
beautiful
be the
mural on the wall.
9th Street. We have one mural right there with
The Soul, Brenda painting.
Brenda did.
It's really
nice.
beautiful.
Okay,
I'm guessing
come
9.
love your blog. Join us. Kanto Saturday 26th starts at 9 a.m.
Yep, good
Bring
guess.
your family, your energy, and let's make this a day to remember. So
Okay.
it's to actually painting, food giveaway for our participants, music, and painting will be taking place.
It's
So
all
it
good
starts
to
at
me.
9 o'clock.
It's all my favorite things.
Yeah.
Food, music, and painting.
And well, that's what you do every day, no?
Pretty much. That's my life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all information.
Thank you.
Outreach to.
I need my
option-
first and my second to adjourn the meeting before we can
Yeah.
do it, guys.
Come on.
Are we adjourning at what time?
I first a motion.
I second.
There we go, we're out of here.
All in favor, say aye.
I'm
Aye.
headed out the door.
Okay.
So Steven and then Curry.
Yes.
Adjourning at
I have my
5:42.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Out of here.
Come hang out and listen to Beatles.